I probably should have took a picture, but it's been a while since I played this game.
So now we get into the cave part of the dungeon.
I'm gonna get involved in some Zwee fighting with this guy. Oh, you went down like a punk.
Yeah,
God.
it was so weird. Like, usually they'll take 2 or 3 hits. That guy just gone.
And he's like, fuck this, I'm out. Just dropped.
So if Rainbow Six taught me anything, it's that I really, really hate intersections.
I have the weirdest knack for them in games. Every time I play with friends, they're like, oh, you're gonna love this part, so I get this intersection, and I always want to explore, but the direction I pick is always the direction I need to be in. It doesn't it could be like a 20-way split, and I'll pick the one I have to go on.
Well, that would be lucky, except you like exploring. So I got really scared about that Bone Lord because I thought it was one of the creatures that would damage your strength and your endurance if it touches you, but I don't think this is the one.
And that's what alcohol is for. I do love his saran wrap colored shield.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty purple saran wrap.
I always made a point to get the mod that replaced the saran wrap colored enchantments with something more visceral. Like lightning sparks.
So you get plenty of those with other spells. Makes the game look really pretty whenever you have something that makes lightning sparks equipped.
Looks like your character got stuck on a ledge there for a bit.
Yep, decided to slide around a little bit, have some fun in the dungeon.
It is quite nice when you get towards the end of the game, everything is so enchanting, your character's like a walking disco ball.
With sparkles.
You should get to the point where certain animals just run away from you. But no, they still come at you.
So this priest just suddenly forgot about me and went back to praying to the lava pool.
It does look like they have some kind of circular stone pattern in that lava pool. They might try to jump through it, or it could be and he's just walking on the lava.
I can hear the music getting all confused because he wants to attack me, but he keeps forgetting about me.
I'd probably forget about you if I was in the lava too.
For some reason he isn't getting damaged, like normal creatures do when they get in the lava.
If you imagine that it doesn't hurt, I hear it works on Cole walking.
Really fast. And he's just sticking out there over the lava, rigor mortis setting really fast.
It's very unfortunate.
Just laying there on the lava. Now that's the one creature that will damage your attributes, and that's the permanent damage, the one that doesn't go away as easily. And because I decided to make my stats go up higher than 100, they won't go back if that guy damages me.
So you employ some nice hit and run tactics.
Now I'm running away. But he also gets stuck on that lava.
You got caught in the rigor mortis.
Yeah. Monsters in this game just don't know how to deal with those corners like that.
And it's also nice, you can just pause, drink, they'll let you just sit there and drink.
Yeah, don't mind me, just drinking a potion.
Stand back, dudes, this could take a while.
Wait, hold on, just gotta drink this Cyrodiilic brandy. Left me a nice soul gem. I was very considerate of him.
It's about as climatic as Morrowind fights go.
Yeah. So this guy right over here is actually very important to the plot, but we don't quite know it yet. This is one of the major vampires who is located beneath Red Mountain, although sort of. I'll explain that in a little bit. He also casts very swirly spells.
Major vampires in this game are always fun.
And they have really awesome beards too.
Now, you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but did you already kill one or not?
No. This is the first one we encounter if we go through the game normally.
Alright, now I remember this dungeon.
Yep. This guy has a lot of hit points, but he doesn't hit too hard, so it's not much of a concern.
I knocked you on your butt.
Yeah, he knocked me down, but normally when you get knocked on your butt, you take off like a ridiculous amount of health, and he took off almost nothing. And there he goes. And on him he has this built of heart fire. Each one of the major vampires has something that has heart in their name.
You can make a point of it to wear a whole suit of Heartfire.
Yeah. So this door right here actually goes out to Red Mountain. So we have actually managed to go all the way from wherever Kogurun was into Red Mountain. And normally you don't get to Red Mountain until the very end of the game, but we have now managed to get there.
And as you can see, the name is very appropriate.
Yeah. Let's get out of here.
And that place gives me the creeps.
So right in front of us now is this lava pool, and the first few times I played this game I was too scared to encounter that Major Ash vampire like face to face. So what I did was I lured him over to this pool and then just had him fall into there. The problem was when he died in that pool, he sunk down and I wasn't able to loot his corpse.
Sounds very exciting.
It was absolutely hilarious to watch him die just standing there and not being able to attack me.
Ow, lava hurts. Ow. Ooh. Here we have the main theme.
This is the very last room in Kogurun that we care about.
This would probably be a bad time to mention that the main theme of this game is the only song I've had memorized for about 10 years straight.
That's a nice song.
Oh, you're getting attacked by two of these guys.
Yep, now I start waving my sword frantically.
Get it off! Get it off!
And I found out that I wasn't dead. I had no clue how I managed to do that. They gave me nice 100 gold alchemy ingredients.
Alchemy is the one skill I never played with in this game.
That's because some of the major ingredients are worth so much, you can just sell them.
And I'm too lazy to make potions. I'd rather just take them.
You can make good money off of making potions, but it takes a while.
So true.
The funny thing is, this guy, like, he ducks behind the wall to cast his spell, and then he runs back just as my spell's hitting the floor right next to where he gets. So I can just keep casting at that spot and he'll just run into it.
I believe you would just turn this entire dungeon on its head. I never thought to bug out the monsters.
Well, I didn't even think about doing that, it just happened. And so at this point there was another one that's in that room, another one in that hallway, and so I decided to make a beeline for the hallway. But then I saw the one in there and I turned back around and I decided to fight this guy instead.
Yeah, the end part of this place, if I remember the map correctly, is a bit of a loop-de-loop.
But the one priest who was in there decided to run back around anyway, and then run away for no reason.
He's like, you're casting spells out of wall, you got this, trooper. And then he realized everyone's a dumbass in this place and came back to do the job himself.
Yeah. Still casting spells at the wall.
It's alright, he'll carve through that stalactite eventually.
Of course, now it's my turn to cast spells at the wall.
And down he goes.
At this time I was looking around seeing if there was anyone else I had to fight, but that took care of everyone this part. Got a sample of mushroom just sitting out there in the middle of nowhere.
It's always nice to just take up random mushrooms and skulls. I do that in real life.
Just take mushrooms and skulls out of random places.
Yeah, Penn State has a lot of weird bathrooms.
You got these nice Daedric gauntlets just sitting out in the open.
It's the real reason anybody comes to this place.
Those gauntlets.
It's very easy to stumble backwards through this dungeon.
Well, if you encounter the Red Mountain Dwarf first, that's where you end up. So that right there is a Shadow Shield, that's the whole reason we came here. And in typical Bethesda fashion, it is all the way at the end of this long dungeon.
And now we know why he didn't want to do it himself. What? You're saying I have to walk? Oh. Oh.
I'm not going all the way to the end of a Bethesda dungeon, what am I, crazy?
Just go get your construction set and place me at the end of it.
You don't think he's a console guy?
Quick travel. I quick travel the hell out of this game. I didn't do it the magic way, I pressed the tiddly key and pressed COC. Center on cell.
Center on cell is nice until you end up spawning in the middle of a building, and that's just weird.
Yeah.
So now we've given him the stuff, he tells us this weird riddle that tells us where to go next. And he says that that is the next part of the third trial, which is in the Dark Cavern Azura's Eye Seas or something like that. And so we have to go around to all the people in the camp and ask them about the various parts of the riddle. First one is the Eye of the Needle. This guy thinks he knows where that is. It's in a place called the Valley of the Wind. Of course, he doesn't tell us where the Valley of the Wind actually is, he just gives us a vague idea of where it is.
How wonderful. Well,
I'm sure about 90% of people just looked this up on GameFAQs.
Yeah, I certainly did, because I had no clue where the Valley of the Wind was.
I'm like, a riddle? Ah, no way.
So Nabani Mesa telling us the third part of the riddle.
If I am remembering this correctly, this was probably one of my favorite parts of the game, or the end part, and one of the most annoying places to get to in the entire game.
It's out in the middle of nowhere, just like the previous place was.
It took me about a good day to find that camp that starts with a U.
Yeah.
Kai's like, just go north, so I went north and I ended up in the ocean.
Oh yeah, it's like right there, it's out in the middle of the Ashlands, you'll find it.
Yeah, the Ashlands is about a 500 square mile area.
Yeah. So, the actual valley you're supposed to go to is all the way on the east side of the map, so we have to walk all the way across while getting attacked by monsters the whole way. Now, the first time that this came up, I thought it was that neck that was trying to kill me, but then I just kind of stopped there. That turns out it was that cliff racer.
Cliff Racer's making himself known.
Hey, look at me, I can turn, look at me.
Oh god, look, I'm a Cliff Racer. These monsters always disturbed me.
That gigantic insect.
No, not that, well, the flying bug.
Oh, the flying bug.
Because they just stand there and they look like something that's just really gonna screw with your day, and they don't do anything.
And they just sit there and not attack you and just move around the preset area.
They're masters of tension building.
And then you encounter those two that are over by Narmak, and those ones actually do attack you, and it's like, what?
Why are you attacking me?
And then that clan fear was also really random. At first I saw it, and there was this weird green thing, and I was just like, oh, it's not the Kagudi. Nope, it's a clan fear out in the middle of nowhere.
Those things always remind me of that dinosaur in Jurassic Park that spit acid on that person's face.
Oh yeah, with the big frills.
Yeah. I was expecting that projectile vomit, and it never came, thankfully.
Nope, just slaps you.
Like most creatures in this game, they just slap.
Just slap you.
Vardenfell has high standards for fighting. Generally abides by 3 rules. You will slap only, shoot magic at walls, get caught on ramps.
Yeah. You don't find anything else anywhere else.
Except a wild gar.
It's always fun when you're out in the middle of the wilderness and one of those things attacks you off to the side so you don't see it first. They turn around, it's like, whoa, that's a gigantic thing that's attacking me.
How did I miss this one?
Bye, Cliff Racer.
I didn't want to get killed.
The one smart monster oh,
Oh, hey,
I gave him too much credit there.
if you gave a fake out. They're starting to get intelligent. I guess this would be a good time to mention that the eastern half of this island is probably my favorite in terms of landscape.
Well, it's not brown.
True. It's very grasslandy, and people live in mushrooms.
Grasslandy, eh?
That's one way to put it. Oh, I don't remember too much of the original landscape. Nowadays when I play, I have so many mods that add trees into places. They're like, where did these rainforests come from?
I thought about the tree mods when I realized I missed the giant mushrooms a little too much, so I just kept them as they are.
I believe one of my favorite bugs I encountered with a graphic replacement mod was they forgot to replace one texture, but removed the original, so here I am going, minding my own business out in eastern Vardenfell, and there it is, just this huge square in the landscape that leads to the sky.
So you can kind of see there off to the distance, those are the Eye of the Needle part of the riddle, which is the Valley of the Wind. And just as we see, a gigantic ash storm pops up.
Valley of the Wind. Sounds like a power metal song.
Valley of the Wind.
It's probably what everyone at Bethesda listens to when they program games. Swedish power metal.
It would explain why all the monsters are so angry.
It would.
Been listening to metal, let's have all the monsters attack you.
What are we gonna name this part? I don't know. What are the lyrics to this song? Valley of the Wind. Yes, do it.
So off to the right there is another valley, which is actually not the valley you're supposed to go into. The valley you're supposed to go into is this one. But on one of my run-throughs, I accidentally went into that valley and I ended up getting completely lost because it was the wrong one.
So you could say it's the Valley of the Lost.
Sounds like another power metal song.
Cliff Racer's the name of my power metal cover band.
So we have now gone from Cliff Racers and Kaguri to Cliff Racers and Tiny Worms.
And this guy.
And those guys.
And he's down for the count.
The ones that make a gigantic jump for no reason whenever you kill them. I think this might be the most Cliff Racers I've ever killed in a single update.
It's also a very long update.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're in Cliff Racer territory. Well, that's the whole island for you.
The whole island is Cliff Racer territory. There is no not Cliff Racer territory.
You get on a ferry boat to go to Morrowind, and they're like, well, notable things about this island include Cliff Racers.
And also the Ashlands.
If you live in Pennsylvania, you replace Cliff Racer with stink bugs. There you go.
Yeah. If my apartment was in Morrowind, my apartment would have been filled with Cliff Racers last, when was it, November?
Yeah.
So this very ornate door right here is where we're supposed to go, but when we try to open it...
The door is locked and will not open. The star is the key.
So in the last update, when I mentioned that whole Azura's star, those were actually the certain hours that door is open, from 6 to 8 in both the morning and evening. And so I think with this door, that would be a good place to end this update.
It's a very talkative door. I like that.
Yeah.
It tells you when it opens.